بگذارد منم جادویت میکنم بخواد خوابویت میکنم جادویت میکنم بخواد خوابویت میکنم خبر باشی یار خبر باشی خبر باشی یار خبر باشی جادویت میکنم بخواد خوابویت میکنم جادویت میکنم بخواد خوابویت میکنم خبر باشی یار خبر باشی 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 خبر باشی یار خبر باشی
ساز دلم تو کجایی دور از من دختر تو چرایی دور از من دختر تو چرایی
سلام. بعد از تقدیم سلام و احترامات فراوان برای یک شما عزیزانی که نشستین و برنامه امروز ما رو میبینین، امیدوار هستم در هر کجای کره خاکی که هستین شاد و سرحال و موفق و کامیاب باشین و انشالله روزگار هم به خوشی سپری شود و انشالله یک روز خوش را هم شروع کرده باشین. خب خوشحال هستیم از اینکه باز امروز به صورت زنده یا لایف در اختیار شما عزیزان قرار داریم و امیدوار هستم در یک ساعتی که با هم هستیم از یکی دیگر بیاموزیم و از بودن یکی دیگر لذت ببریم و همچنان این برنامه‌ای که داریم تا یک اندازه آموزنده برای همگی ما باشه و همه از یکی دیگر بیاموزیم. موادی را که در این برنامه جای دادیم عبارت از راز دل هفته است. یک آهنگ بسیار مقبول هم داریم و همچنان یک مصاحبه داریم با یک دختر جوان مسلمان که اجدادش از افغانستان هستند و نام خدا یک دختر بسیار فعال و بسیار مسلمان خوب، درسش خوب و کار خوب و کار دیگه که کرده این دختر به حساب یک آهنگ را به شکل ویدیو جور کرده و یک موزیک ویدیوی به حساب که او نه تنها به حساب یعنی همین کمیونیتی خرد اسلامی ما بلکه در دنیا هم شگفت و نام خدا این دختر برای که جایزه بسیار خوب گرفت، اوردهای بسیار خوب گرفت و که انشالله در لابلای مصاحبه هم روش صحبت میکنیم و این برنامه هم بر جوانان بسیار آموزنده خواد باشه و همچنان برای کلانا و دلیل هم که قسم همیشه که ما لینا جان خانه به برنامه دعوت کردیم چون حال وقت تابستان است و اکثر شما جوانای عزیز که خب اگر کلاس سمر اسکول هم دارین خب باز هم یه ذره وقت زیادتر می داشته باشین، سمر اسکول هم خلاص میشه انشالله و کار هم میکنین حتما اکثریت خب باز هم نظر به روزای مکتب روزای عادی کالجا و مکتب و اینا یک کم وقت می داشته باشین. چقدر خوب است که در همین موارد آدم فکر کنه و از این میتونه چقدر یک چیز جهانی یک چیزی که واقعا تا بلدگرا هم مفید باشه و برای خود آدم امیر بسازه که ما خب در لابلای از این مصاحبه که همراه لینا جان خان داریم درباره از صحبت‌های زیاد خواهد کردیم. لینا فارسی یاد نداره، از اون خاطر مصاحبه هم به انگلیسی میکنیم. اگر چون ما عادتم از با فارسی گپ میزنم وقتی که انگلیسی گپ میزنم یگان دفعه یگان جمله‌ای رو میگم وقتی که شور ما خودم پس دوباره میبینم همین قسم انگلیسی بود که ما گپ زدیم. خب چون عادت آدم نداره خب گاهی هم بعضی خطاهایی میشه، امیدوارم شما با بزرگواری ببخشین. خب انشالله میریم به راز دل هفته و بعد از آهنگ مصاحبه خودم رو لینا جان شروع میکنیم که شما خودتون زیادتر در این باره معلومات پیدا کنید. در قسمت
یا علی مدد یا علی یا علی مولا علی مدد یا علی 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 بودم جوان پیر شدم یا علی مدد جوان پیر شدم یا علی مدد بودم غنی فقیر شدم یا علی مدد بودم غنی فقیر شدم یا علی مدد عمرم به نوای سلامت عمرم و به نوای سرآمد و روزگار نمی رون امیر شدم یا علی مدد نمی رون امیر شدم یا علی مدد یا علی 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 هرگز دم خوشی ندیدم در تمام عمر هرگز دم خوشی ندیدم در تمام عمر با درد و غم یکسان شدم یا علی مدد با درد و غم یکسان شدم یا علی مدد یا علی 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 سر نیسانی ره مره ره نیساره ره ساسا سر نیسانی ره مره ره نیساره ره ساسا سر نیسانی ره مره ره نیساره ره ساسا سما ماما مره پاپا پاپا نیسانی پاپا ره پاپا پامره نیسانی ره مره ره نیساره ره ساسا سر نیسانی ره مره ره نیساره ره ساسا دور حیات من با هوا و هوس گذشت بردام نفس اسیر شدم یا علی مدد شد سالها فتاد از سر خاک ذلتم، در روزگار حقیر شدم یا علی مدد، در روزگار حقیر شدم یا علی مدد. بودم جوان پیر شدم یا علی مدد، بودم جوان پیر شدم یا علی مدد، بودم غنی فقیر شدم یا علی مدد، بودم غنی فقیر شدم یا علی مدد. عمرم به نوای سلامت و روزگار، عمرم به نوای سلامت و روزگار، نمی رونه امیر شدم یا علی مدد، نمی رونه امیر شدم یا علی مدد. یا علی یا علی یا علی یا علی تمام روم، با درد و غم یکسان شدم یا علی مدد، با درد و غم یکسان شدم یا علی مدد. یا علی 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 یا علی. سری سری ره مره ره نی سری ره سا سا، سری سری ره مره ره نی سری ره سا سا، سری سری ره مره ره نی سری ره سا سا. سما ماما مره با 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 نی سما نی با مره با 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 مره نی سری ره مره ره نی سری ره سا سا، سری سری ره مره ره نی سری ره سا سا. دور حیات من با هوا و هواس گذشت، بردام نفس اسیر شدم یا علی مدد. شد سالها فتاد از سر خاک ذلتم، شد سالها فتاد از سر خاک ذلتم، در روزگار حقیر شدم یا علی مدد، در روزگار حقیر شدم یا علی مدد. بودم جوان پیر شدم یا علی مدد، بودم جوان پیر شدم یا علی مدد، بودم غنی فقیر شدم یا علی مدد، بودم غنی فقیر شدم یا علی مدد. عمرم به نوای سلامت و روزگار، عمرم به نوای سلامت و روزگار، نمی رونه امیر شدم یا علی مدد، نمی رونه امیر.
خب عزیزان، امیدوار هستم از این آهنگ بسیار مقبوله هم بسیار خوشتان بوده باشه. واقعا بسیار خدا جانش بسیار خواندن مقبول کردن و نمیفهمم یک تکنیک امروی میکروفون داشتم، یک پرابلم تکنیکی امروی میکروفون و نمیفهم که تا چی اندازه ما تونستم که در شروع برنامه ثبت شد. خب چون برنامه هم لایف هست یک ذره مشکل است کردم بفهمه. خب به هر حال میخواستم یک سرسلامتی برای عمر جان خطاب بتم و همچنان برای سیمین جان و برای تمام فامیل محترمشان و من خودم دیروز رفته بودم به سر جنازه و هم به فاتحه رفتم و امیدوار هستم از این کلان انشالله خداوند صبر بدیشانه و انشالله با یک صبر بزرگ و با یک ایمان زیادتر زندگی عادی را پس شروع کنن. و من به اونجا که رفتم وقتی که به مسجد گرفت که اکثر شما عزیزانی که رفتین میفهمین یک مسجد بسیار کلان است و نام خدا چون خطبه بود و روز جمعه بود فوق العاده بیروبار بود و یک تعداد زیاد جوانان اونجا بودن. پیش از اینکه خطبه شروع شود به دل ما اومد و من میگفتم که کاش که امام مسجد وقتی که میآید سر یک موضوع واقعا اخلاقی اجتماعی و واقعا قرآنی، یک موضوعی که هر کدام ما که از مسجد میبراییم و خصوصا جوانها با یک رویه بسیار معنویت قوی انشالله از مسجد براین و تا عمر باشه یعنی در اذانشان باقی بونه. خب وقتی که امام مسجد آمد من نمیگم فوق العاده گپای بسیار خوب زدن، اما او خودش از یک سفر آمده بود و سر سفر خود صحبت کرد و بعد از او کدام دو موضوعی سر نوشته کرده بود سر موضوع خود صحبت کرد و موضوعی که زیادتر به حساب قسمت اول خود برای سر صحبت کرد سر ازی بود که یعنی در اسلام ما چطور غلام و اینا را یعنی اسلام ایره قبول نداره و همچنان درباره جودیزم و کریستیانیتی و اسلام در این باره صحبت کردن و از برده و بردهداری و اینا که خب ما خب چون همیشه این گپا را شنیدیم و یا خواندیم که سن ما زیادتر است، اما بر جوانان خب یک موضوع بود. اقلا شاید در اونجا مثلا یک تعداد کسایی بوده باشن که دفعه اول در اونجا آمده باشن، کسایی بودن شاید که اصلا مسلمان نبودن و به خاطر فاتحه و اینا آمده بودن و کاش یک موضوعی را می گرفتن که واقعا به کلی از اونام یک معنویت و یک اسلام یعنی زیادتر خوبتر درک میکردن. مثلا دفعتا اگه ما از برده و بردهداری بر ازنا گپ میزنیم شاید اصلا نمیفهمیدن که برده و بردهداری چی است، چون امروز این چیزا نیسته و این یک قسمت زیادتر تاریخی بود. خب به هر حال بعد از که رفتیم به وقتی که دفن میکردن میت اونجا رفتیم که اونجا چون بسیار هوا گرم بود و یک تعداد زیاد عزیزان در آفتاب استاد بودن، گرچه یک تعداد زیاد علمای خود ما در اونجا بودن که میخواستن همه گپ بزنن، اما چون نظر به گرمی هوا خب رفتن گفتن باز در خود مسجد صحبت میکنیم. اما در اونجا به نمایندگی کلگی آقای سیرت یک صحبت بسیار مقبول و زیبایی کردن که ای کاش اونا هم خود برام میدادن که بسیار زیبا بود که واقعا در مغز خود ما که وجودی که سن زیادی هم داریم و همیشه این موضوع رو شنیدیم درباره یکی از حدیث حضرت پیغمبر صلی الله علیه و سلم گفتن که نه تنها غم بلکه خوشی ها را هم آدم باید آنقدر مغرورش نشه و باید بفهمه که همین خوشی ها هم برای یک دلیل خداوندی است که آدم باید تو امرش او هم باید شکر خدا را کنه و موقف خدا درک کنه و از او ممنون باشه و با خدای خود نزدیک شه و ایمانش قوی تر باشه، نه از اینکه یک خودخواهی بر آدم رابطه یا یک خویی را آقای سیرت خودشون به بسیار زیبایی بیان کردن و هم در وقت غم گفتن وقتی که غم بر آدم میآید این هم یک امتحان است و آدم او کسی که ایمان قوی تر داره و همون غم هم شاید بعضا به خیر آدم است و آدم نمیفهمه و بعد از او خود آقای خطاب چی یک صحبت بسیار زیبا و مقبول کردن برای چند دقیقه که واقعا اشکای ما سر کرد و من هم برشان همچنان باز هم تسلیت میگم برای خودشان و برای فامیل عزیزشان، برای زرگونه جان خواهرشان، برای همگی. خب و چون معمولا ما اول قسمت راز دل هفته رو میریم و باز بعد از او به قسمت مصاحبه خود. خب چون گپ هم کشال شد و من میخوایم صحبت همراه لینا جان داشته باشم، از او خاطر راز دل هفته هم که زیادتر سر زور و یعنی زورگویی و کجروی در فامیل و همراه دوستا و رفیقا اینا می باشه، سرمی صحبت کرده بودیم و میگفتیم که باید آدم همراه عشق و محبت چی در با رفیق، چی با شوهر، چی با خانواده رویه داشته باشه تا که یعنی قانون خانوادگی و دوستی آدم با عشق و دوستی باشه. و هموز که میگن اگر زور از دروازه داخل میشه، عشق و محبت از کلکین بیرون میشه. چقدر خوب است که ما از عشق و محبت کار بگیریم و انشالله به همی سرمشق هم قرار بگیره. خب لینا جان، من گفتم که فارسی یاد ندارن و حالا امروز لینا جان به انگلیسی گپ میزنیم. امیدوار هستم که از این صحبت های نازنینش شما هم لذت ببرید. Okay, Lena, first thanks a lot that you accept my invitation and you came to the show. I know it's Saturday and you're busy.
No, it's my pleasure. I love to be here.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're always a very positive young lady. You did a lot for Islam. You did a lot for women, and I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. And how about, Lena, first you tell something about yourself to our viewer can, know you a little bit more.
I just turned 24.
mashallah.
My parents are from India, but I grew up my whole life here. I lived a year in Canada, and then we lived here. And last year I graduated from UCLA, so I
mashallah.
finished my bachelor's in political science and history, and then I went to the UCLA Film School and did my major in film. And now I'm just working. I'm working part-time at a production company and working on my own films.
Very good, great. And you're majoring in film and also in history and...
yeah, when I was in school, I majored in political science and history, and then I went to the film school.
And you want to just push that way more?
Yeah, so right now I'm more interested in film, and I'll probably use some of the background in political science and history for the films.
Very good. And I heard UCLA has a very good section, or whatever we can say, for Islam. It's, mashallah, a lot of Muslim there, and they're working.
Oh yeah, there's
very
quite a few. They estimate, and it's just an estimate, that they have maybe 700 people in the Muslim Student Association there. There's maybe 200 active members. They're very involved. They do a lot of things in the community, a very tight community.
Yeah, and I know before UCLA you didn't wear hijab, but now you wear hijab. How that makes you to wear hijab? I know it's very personal, but I'm sorry.
No I started wearing hijab midway through my freshman year in college. And, when I was in high school and when I went to college, especially through the MSA and other things, I like to be very socially involved and to do things for the community or volunteer work or social activism type things. And I did a lot of those things because of Islam. Islam tells you to help people, to stand up for justice and things like that. But whenever people saw Muslims, they would think of terrorism and things. But I thought, I'm doing those things because of my religion, and I want people to know it. And it's just, I saw the way that the boys and the girls and the men and the women interacted there, and it was so beautiful, the amount of respect that everybody had for each other. You talk to each other based on your personality instead of anything else. So I really liked that, the modesty that comes with it, and so I decided then.
Then you decided at the freshman year.
Yeah, midway through my freshman year.
Just you start school and you start hijab.
Yeah, we had a week-long break.
You look so beautiful with it.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. Okay, and is that, you said it gave you more respect, and but before when you were like a young girl,
Yeah.
You don't want to, in high school, you wear hijab because all the people are talking about terrorists and all that.
Yeah.
How you covered that part? How you went through that?
Well, I didn't wear hijab when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in college, it was like very easy for you to be accepted.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, obviously, people still ask questions, but it's better that they ask the questions instead of just thinking things in their head.
Yes.
So maybe they'll come and they'll say something mean, but then you can have a conversation with them. And if you hadn't worn hijab, then they never would have known to ask you.
Exactly.
Yes.
And how about, have you come across with some young girl, for example, in high school or, elementary school or whatever, the parents, they want them to wear hijab.
Yeah.
Have you meet those kind of girls and support them and tell them?
Whose parents want them to wear hijab?
Yes.
Yeah, I know some of those girls. The majority of the girls I know actually They started wearing hijab when they were in high school, and their parents didn't want them to.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
those
that's
people-
good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good,
it's interesting because now it's easier now.
It is,
to where when I
exact-
was in high school, there was only one other Muslim there, but now the same high school has
And you don't
has
want
an
it
entire
in
club.
that time to people they
Yeah,
know.
it was hard because it was only me and one other person in a big high school, 900 people in each class. There's maybe 3,000 people. Now I go back to the same high school and there's a whole club. All these Muslims, everybody knows they're Muslim, the girls are wearing hijab. So for the youth, it's a little bit easier now. It's still hard. I wouldn't tell somebody, force your daughter to wear hijab because
Yes.
it'll become hard for her and then she'll start hating, the religion and things like that.
Exactly, It's better to be with love. That teach him the basic, and when they get like
Yeah,
you,
and maybe they'll
like
come
you.
to it themselves, or
yeah.
you can, you need to lead by example,
Yes, that's true. Mashallah, my kids, they are practicing Islam more than I do.
Yeah.
Because I teach them basic with love and with respect.
Yes.
And after they,
Yeah.
they find out more and they study more and
Right.
very good. And also, I wanted to know, you did a very good job with making a video. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And
Yeah, there was a film that I had made recently with various people. It was called A Land Called Paradise. You can find it online on YouTube and things like that. So there was a film contest called the Link TV One Nation Many Voices Film Contest, and they asked anybody, you can make a movie about the Muslim experience. And so they had maybe 300-400 people submit 5-minute or less movies. And so I made a few different films. One of them, which won the grand prize, was called A Land Called Paradise. It was a music video based off of a song by a Muslim country singer.
how about
named Kareem
Lena? What
Salama.
do you think? Since you explain a little bit, we go watch the video. Then now you explain a little bit.
Great.
Then we watch it, and after we can talk more about it. Then our viewer can see,
Right.
better that what we are talking about.
Okay.
Okay, then we go and watch the music video that Lena Khan produced. Okay, then.
I wanna live in a land called paradise. I wanna go to the valley of the king. I wanna live in a land called paradise. Wanna see the birds fly and I wanna hear the angels sing the praises of my Lord so far above. As I move poetically with struggle, I fall in love. I look to the left, I look to the right, and all I gaze upon reveals the source of flowers, rainbows, and the dew at dawn. Some see before and some see in and some see after. I let my sight pierce the chains and see the master. I wanna live in a land called paradise. I wanna go to the valley of the king. I wanna live in a land called paradise. Wanna see the birds fly and I wanna hear the angels sing. So many times in my life I ask myself the question, what got me, brought me into all this mess I'm swimming in? But pain is not and neither harm in the pool of bliss. So slap me with your hand or kiss me with your softest kiss. Tell me that you love me or that you don't like me now. Tell me you invite me or that you don't want me around. I won't cry over a world that can't change my life. I'll put my money on what lies ahead in paradise. I wanna live in a land called paradise. I wanna go to the valley of the king. I wanna live in a land called paradise. Wanna see the birds fly and I wanna hear the angels sing. Try to do right and love my wife and trade and pray and talk. I can be anywhere, do anything, and I'm mindful of God. I'm pleased and good and happy and harmony. Now I realize already live in a land called paradise. I wanna live in a land called paradise. I wanna go to the valley of the King. I wanna live in a land called paradise. Wanna see the birds fly and I wanna hear the angels. I wanna live in a land called paradise. I wanna go to the valley of the King. I wanna live in a land called paradise. Wanna see the birds fly and I wanna hear the angels sing. Wanna hear the angels sing. Oh, oh.
That was beautiful, Lena.
you.
You did such a good job. And how did you get this idea to do this?
They had the contest, and I had already made 2 films for the contest. And something that Muslim filmmakers are always wondering is, how should you represent Muslims? You know, should we represent them as somebody who's just nothing wrong with them? Should we represent them as a high school character, this character? You know, so I thought instead of me saying one type of Muslim, I'll ask all the Muslims, how would you like people to see you? So, you know, I went
Internet.
on the internet, different masjids and things like that. So we talked about 3,000 people.
Personal too.
Yeah.
That's good.
personally,
Your friend.
So we got about 3,000 people, and asked them if you could say one thing to every non-Muslim in the world, what would it be? And they had such interesting things, and we thought we'd make into a video. And so I got some friends involved. This video was made in association with the Muslim American Society, MAS. So we made that video. And then we just went from there. You know, people had different ideas, and it just came together like that.
But you were the one that started.
Yeah, I had the initial idea.
Oh, it's beautiful. And how you got the instrument and the studio and that? But that who helped you? Do you have yourself?
The song was given to us very generously by, he's a Muslim country singer named Kareem Salama. Very talented. He was in the New York Times.
Oh, he's in California? Or
he's in Texas.
Texas.
Very, very talented. New York Times. He's on TV, Reader's Digest. So he let me use the song for free.
You contact him and talk to him?
Yeah, I contacted him, and he said, yeah, you can use it for free, which is, you know, very rare. And then the studio was shot at the Mass Center in Inland Empire, which is in Southern California. And then after that, you know, we had different props. My friend Muhammad Mirtaban, he contacted all the people, and then everybody just pitched in a little bit.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
And you're going to be a good role model for other youth, that they can, you know, use their time for something positive. Inshallah. Yeah. And when, you know, you send it to them, then after you were waiting for the result.
Yeah.
And when you got the message that you are the winner, the big winner, and what was that feeling?
I was in my room with my roommates. I live in near UCLA with a whole bunch of college kids. And we just started jumping up and down. We were yelling and screaming. We were so excited. And then I had to tell
the person. They call you?
Yeah, they called me. So I had to tell the person on the phone, sorry, hold on 1 second. And then when we calmed ourselves down, then I get back on the phone with her. So it was very exciting. It was so exciting.
What she said? She said you're the big winner?
Yeah, she just told me, she said, you know, before...
Among how many videos?
Like 300 or 400 videos.
Oh,
I think.
mashallah.
So she said, you know, before the newspapers talk about it, I thought I would tell you first, you know, that your video won.
And that comes in the newspaper and
yeah, it was in USA
TV.
Today, and it was mentioned in a few other newspapers. I think the New York Times or something like that. Yeah.
And after you became a famous young lady,
I guess so.
Then you got an award too, couple maybe.
There were some
You got
awards.
a check.
Well, yeah, we got the check.
This is the big thing for
check
the
in the
young.
mail. Yeah, that was the important. Helped pay off all the expenses for the video. But
is that okay if I ask you how much was it?
Yeah, the video was cheap. The video was maybe $500 or $600.
Oh,
it wasn't very expensive.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the other film I had made, that was $1,500, and it was only 1 minute long.
Oh, mashallah, mashallah. And how much the award they gave it to
The
you?
award was $25,000.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah.
That's very good. You know, actually, the money is very good, especially for the youth.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, and also, you know, the name and also the work that you done. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And now after, they give it to you with a ceremony or something, or how
They
you
did,
did?
not for this contest, but afterwards there was different organizations and things that gave awards. I went to MPAC, which is the Muslim Public Affairs Committee, and they have a Hollywood bureau. And so a lot of famous filmmakers came there, and they gave me an emerging artist type award.
In LA?
Yeah, in LA.
It was a lot of other movie maker people or
Yeah,
director.
Morgan Spurlock was there. He's a very famous filmmaker, the director of Darfur now, the executive producer of The Kite Runner and Charlie Wilson's War and things. He was at my table. Or he couldn't make it, his assistant was there, but yeah.
Yeah, and you were the only, you know, young woman with the hijab and...
yeah, of the filmmakers, yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, they gave you another award somewhere in New York or something.
Yeah,
How was
New York,
that? Tell us
had,
about that.
Sony Entertainment has their first annual South Asian Excellence Awards.
Oh.
So in different fields, literature, business, etc., they gave awards. So they had given me the entertainment award. So they flew me to New York, and that was very fun.
You didn't know, they called you and they sent you the invitation? How was that?
Yeah, they sent the invitation, they called and they emailed me, and they arranged the plane ticket and hotel accommodations and things. So it was fun. It was a fun experience.
And you went by yourself?
Yeah, I went by myself.
And how was it, the experience, being all around all these rich and famous people?
Yeah, I was almost wondering, what am I doing here? You know, everybody here is double my age, and I was sitting next to this lady who wrote the book that made the movie Water, which was nominated for an Academy Award. So she's a prize-winning novelist, and she's sitting next to me, and I thought, you know, this is such a nice opportunity. So
that's
nice,
it.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of picture in that from over there too? Or?
Yeah, I have some pictures. Usually you don't take as many pictures with the celebrities if you are working with them. It's not as professional, so I didn't get too many pictures.
And mashallah, you know, I'm so happy, Lena, for you, and I hope all the youth that they're watching you, the young, you know, Afghan or Iranian or people that they understand, you know, Farsi, and today we're speaking English, is inshallah is going to be more, and they, you know, learn some from your experience and add in their experience and their way to. When also you let me go that way. I have 1,000 questions to ask you, and after that, you've been all around all those, you know, famous person and a big event and that. Do you sometimes think yourself and you know, red carpet and Academy Award and all those kind of things?
You know, I think I didn't before, but everybody always jokes about it. They say, oh, you know, are you going to make a special dress for the Academy Awards that has a hijab? And they laugh about it, and I never really thought about it. But then, you know, you can think about it. Because people now, I never would have thought anything would have happened. A year out of film school, most of the people I know haven't done anything. And I've done something small, but it's had some success. And so it just shows, you know, if you try something and you risk it, maybe you can get somewhere. Because now, what happens with a lot of the youth, even older people, is before they even get the chance to fulfill their dream, they say, I can't do it.
Yes,
you know, it's not possible. You know, so it seems like all you have to do is figure out something you like, and, you know, if it may be something that you're a little bit good at, you have a passion for, and try the hardest you can, and then, you know, God will give you the result. You know, you don't need to figure it. Otherwise, you fail even before you try.
Yes.
And so it doesn't make any sense like that. I know some Muslim girls now who are becoming journalists. And when I was growing up, a lot of the people in the community would say, oh, Muslims can't enter news, they can't enter journalism because there's so many people controlling the media. But, you know, I've met a lot of people in the media now, and it's not the case. It's more the case that the reason there's no Muslims there is because no Muslims ever try.
Exactly.
It's not because they're excluding them as much.
Yes,
You know, so if you try, you know, the opportunities are there. We're in a country that has so many opportunities. There's so many different things you can do.
Exactly.
If you just try and you set your goals high, you know, you'll get somewhere.
And before that, before you go to all this, you were like kind of scared. Oh my gosh, I go over there as a Muslim with my hijab, how should I do?
Yeah.
Did you? Of course, it comes in your mind.
Yeah.
But when you try it, it was like piece of cake.
I mean, it wasn't a piece of cake, but I learned that it's much easier being Muslim than not being Muslim. You know, because when I was in high school, you know, I didn't really tell people too actively that I was Muslim. I didn't wear hijab. And when I went to the film school, even then I was wearing hijab, but I didn't talk about it or anything like that at the beginning. You know, and so people didn't pay as much attention to me. But then, you know, I started, if I had to pray, then I would tell them, you know, just give me 5 minutes, I have to go pray. And they started to respect me a lot more. And they say, you know, there's something to this girl, that she has some kind of story, something. They were more interested than if you're just a boring person who's trying to be like everybody else.
Oh, exactly.
You know, you don't need to be afraid to be a Muslim. You know, if anything, it helped me. This is the toughest crowd to become part of. You know, in high school, I remember you struggle to fit in, right?
Yes.
And so I was trying to fit in, this Muslim girl, and the film industry, everybody's on drugs, they're very strange. And
tattoos.
So, yeah, tattoo. Well, they don't have as many tattoos, but they're very different. A lot of them are on drugs. And so to try to fit into that sort of crowd is very hard. But if a Muslim hijabi girl can do it, then, you know, anybody can.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be so afraid of being Muslim. If you just give it a try, people aren't so bad. You know, they'll accept you if you live like a Muslim.
Just try it. Just The main thing is just go and try. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. And also, Lena, since we are over here in this part of, you know, dialogue, and what you gonna say to the parents? That the parents that they're really they're pushing their girls, you know, because in the young age you never wear hijab, and nobody forced you about Islam or do, you know, pray or whatever. But only they teach you the basic, like I did for my kids. But mashallah, when you went to college, then you chose yourself. What is your experience? And tell the parents.
Oh, the parents. I was very fortunate because my parents were very supportive of those sorts of things. And, you know, anything that I've achieved in the film industry and school, a lot of it was because my parents were open to it. So a lot of girls I know have so much potential, but the parents don't let them go out. They don't let them try different careers. They're too worried about them getting married or something like that. But, you know, it restricts them so much. And if you're too strict on the girls and you're not strict on the boys, then the girls end up being angry at their parents. They get turned away from Islam. You know, they grow up, and once they leave your house, then they're going to just be wild and do whatever they want. Because they're going to do it almost like revenge. You know, so you're doing them a disservice. You know, you have to, in Islam, you know, you're supposed to cater to the potential of the daughters. You know, Khadija radiallahu anha and Aisha, you know, they were such successful people. They were so knowledgeable. Khadija was a business person. Aisha used to teach everybody, all the women in the community. You know, so the girls have so much potential.
And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's daughters, you know, Fatima and Zainab, they were the most knowledgeable women.
Right.
Yes, and it is not right to.
I mean, there's so much that they can give to society, and if you're holding them back, then it's not fair to them. It's not fair to the community. It's not fair to anybody, and it's not Islamic. You know, you don't need to try to be better than the religion. This is something my dad always said. He said, don't try to make the religion better. The religion is always already good. It's perfect. And the religion doesn't put those restrictions on the girls. So why should you?
That's so beautiful. Exactly. That's true. And also, I seen some family and some youth that, since I deal with the young people more, and they told me that the parents, they don't let them to go to campus, lives in the campus. They said because, you're out and we don't know what you're going to do. I mean, what is your opinion there?
I lived on campus for 4 years, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. It's part of the reason why, you know, a lot of the values, Islamic values and things, were supported because of the MSA there, because of the Muslim girls that I met. And if I hadn't been living there, I wouldn't have had that experience. And so you have to raise your kids so they understand good values, so you can trust them, so they understand what's important, you know, that, you know, to maintain themselves and to be good people and things. And then you can trust them to go there. Otherwise, you know, it's very restrictive, and they won't be able to achieve lots of things. They won't have the opportunities that you have here.
And other things, you know, just come in my mind right now. In Afghanistan, at the village especially right now, because for 30 years, it wasn't any education there.
Yeah.
Because of the war and everything. But sometimes they want their wife or their daughter to go and see a woman doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't let their girls to go and study, the woman doctor doesn't fall from the sky.
Yeah.
Then what do you say in that? They should let their, like you study not
Film.
Film.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of girls that they went to journalism. They are so successful.
Yes.
They're
I know
very
quite a few.
positive,
Yeah.
very good Muslim.
Yes.
And even they're stronger, and nobody can tell them anything.
Yeah.
If you're weak, because you're always like controlling, and
Yeah.
those people are more in the trap
Yeah.
than the people that they can know.
Right.
What do you think about?
I never really understood
It just support me there.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I never really understood that how if there's no women doctors around, what are they going to do? It doesn't really make any sense. You can't treat your daughters like animals and keep them on a leash. You have to treat them like humans. And encourage what is good and what is bad, maybe restrict, but draw the line there. So it doesn't. Yeah, I know so many women journalists. I mean, how can you expect the news to cover? Muslim women are not treated well in the media. Every time they show Muslim women, they show her oppressed, or they show her with a burqa or things like that. Always. And so
In a burqa is not Islamic, first of all.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
No, that's usually in Afghanistan and some
usually,
Pakistan they wear.
But they make it seem like everybody's like that. But I'm
Like,
saying, how can you have all these non-Muslim men who are talking about Muslim women? You need some Muslim women to come and say, this is who I am, this is what I'm all about. If you don't let your daughters become those Muslim women, journalists or media people or any other profession, how can they speak for themselves?
Exactly.
We'll keep having this ignorance about us, we'll be treated the same way, we'll never progress.
Exactly. And they should get the voice of woman, to the people, to the world.
Right.
This is VR. Because I think, the woman should get the power of someday too.
Well, I think so too. I mean, I have a roommate, and she converted while she was living at UCLA, and she said, I asked her,
what is Christian or Jewish?
She didn't really have too much of a religion, but I asked her, why did you what got you attracted to Islam? And she said, for the first time in my life, I saw these Muslim girls, and they maintained themselves respectfully, but they still had fun. They would still have fun together. They lived a normal life. They weren't oppressed, and that was because all the girls who were living at UCLA, within halal boundaries, we had a lot of fun. We invited people over. We baked cookies, whatever it was.
Yes.
And she said, I always thought Muslim women were so oppressed that and I didn't want to be like that. And she said, when I saw these women, then I wanted to learn about Islam. So if you restrict them, then people have such a bad impression of it.
Yes, and those people become better Muslim, than myself. Me, I'm because they really, choose themselves.
Yeah,
and they study more, and they go to the very positive way of Islam.
Right.
Okay, let me ask you this: you've been in Egypt too, and what was the reason you went to Egypt by yourself?
Yeah. I went by myself.
Another experience.
I ended up living with some girls for a while because there's a lot of people who
in
go
Egypt.
There. Yeah, I went to study Arabic. I wanted to learn how to understand the Quran. I wanted to understand what I was reading when I was praying and things like that.
Then you study Quran over there?
I studied some Quran. Well, I studied Arabic and used the Arabic to study tafsir and Quran mainly. But it just seems like, it's such a... When I was growing up, I would have questions about the religion or something that I didn't like so much. But when I learned more about it, then I would like it, and it would make sense to me. So I thought, if I could just learn about it and read it for myself, everything makes sense. Because there's nothing. The religion, the Quran is perfect in it. So usually, when you have some kind of problem, it's because you don't understand it properly. The translation is bad or something. So if you can learn about the religion and understand it yourself, then those questions usually go away.
Yes. And after you come from Egypt and learning more about Quran, since you've been there, you always, your focus was Quran.
Yeah,
religion.
Learning Arabic so I could understand the Quran.
Yeah. And when you come back, do you see any difference on yourself?
I pay more attention to things, and I think that's happened with all of my brothers and myself. Just by understanding the text, my brother asked me the other day, there's the people who stand outside the grocery store and they ask you, oh, can you give me money for this? You know, they're the people who ask. And he said, do you think as a Muslim you should ignore those people or listen to them? Because, you know, you usually don't have time, you ignore them.
Yes.
And he said, I think as a Muslim you should pay attention to them. Because, and he said, because of the verse, وَحُصِّلَ مَا فِي الصُّدُورِ, you know, and... no, not that verse. He pointed out a verse that said, was talking ill of people who reject the petitioner. And he was using that verse to say, well, there's this one line in the Quran that says, you know, you should pay attention to people who are asking things. And usually, if you don't have any understanding of the Quran, you don't pay attention to these things that God is telling you. Small things about how to live your life, how to be good people. You know, so I think you notice things more in the Quran now if you can understand it.
Exactly. You know what I do when those people ask, you know, for money or for food. I go to the nearest restaurant. I buy them food and I sit down and have food, because sometimes you know, you never know, they use for drag or whatever. Okay, I don't want to, you know, without your message, because we are getting closer to our time.
Okay.
And since, do you want to say anything, you know, to help the girls first?
The girls,
in the youth, of course, then boys first. You know, what's going to be your message?
Yeah, I mean.
Then after, I'm going to ask you for the parents.
Oh, for the parents. Yeah.
No, well, first tell me about the girls. Since
for the girls, you know, I say the girls, you should do the same thing as the boys in terms of. You know,
respect themselves.
Yeah, respect yourself. And as a Muslim, you're supposed to worship God. And the way you worship God is by worshiping Him and also helping His creatures, His people. You know, so you're supposed to help mankind. You're supposed to help people. You know, so try to figure out some sort of way where your life can be useful. You know, don't waste your life. Don't just go to your job and come back, watch TV, and go to sleep. You know, figure out what it is that you're good at. Everybody's good at something. Maybe you're good at interior design. Maybe you're good at numbers, banking, accounting. You know, we need this. The Muslims need all of these things. We need Muslim journalists. We need Muslim bankers for our organizations. We need Muslim accountants for our organizations. So whatever you're good at, figure out a way to use it for society and just do it. And then your life will mean something.
And what is your message for the parents?
I say if your children are trying to do something good, just let them.
Let them do it.
Just let them. Don't restrict them from doing anything good.
Yes. And in with negativity, you cannot be successful. Never, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
They say the successful ones are the people who take risks.
Yes.
You know, so you don't have to take the biggest risk in the world, you know, but maybe just a little bit outside of your comfort zone. You know, maybe you think, oh, I can't give this much money because I'll become poor or something. You know, just give a little bit more than you would. Give a little bit more time than you think you have time for. You try a little bit harder than you would.
Yes.
You know, and then...
And if I tell just and one sentence, what are you going to do? You know, what you think about all your successful, mashallah, this quick that you after graduation you get to, you know, those all over the world, they know you and all this, and you did such a great job. What do you think? Who gave you? How come you get to this success?
You know, all success that you ever have is from Allah, first of all. You know, it's not really what you've done. But it's just, you do your best, and then you let Allah do the result. So just, I think, you know, I tried, and He's saying, keep trying harder, and I'll help you.
Yes, that's true. Okay, thank you very much, Lena, for coming to the show, and I really appreciate it. I hope all my viewers, they did. I know they did.
Okay,
they enjoyed it. اوکی بیننده عزیز، چون وقت برنامه ما پایان رسید، امیدوار هستم از این مصاحبه‌ای که داشتیم برای لینا جان خان شما هم لذت برده باشین و شما عزیزان ما هم امیدوار هستم که در راه مثبت، در راه خیر، در راه خوبی قدم بانین. ان شاء الله خداوند کمک میکنه و پدران و مادران عزیز هم سختگیر نباشن، یک کمی با عشق و محبت زندگی رو پیش ببرن. اما تو گفتیم اگر زور در داخل خانه میایه، عشق و محبت از دروازه فرار میکنه. کوشش کنیم عشق در زندگی نگاه کنیم و توکلش به خداوند کنیم، همیشه مثبت باشیم، برای راست بریم، دیگه چه خداوند خودش کمک میکنه. خب هفته خوش براتون میخوایم، تا هفته دیگه روی همه جوانا رو میبوسم. خداحافظ، با من.
مجده یونایتد انترتینمنت استودیوی یونایتد انترتینمنت در شهر لس آنجلس برای ثبت هر نوع CD و DVD در خدمت هنرمندان عزیز ما در سراسر دنیا با آلات موسیقی مدرن و کلاسیک افغانی